Connections in Cowlitz is brought to you by your Cowlitz PUD, JoJo and Coco Boutique, and Woodford Commercial Real Estate.
We are your hosts, Katie Keaton, your local realtor.
And Gabby Graves, your hometown lender.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. We are back here on Connections in Cowlitz, but we are inside of Stash Records. This is our first repeat guest, and we are so excited to have Tyler Wilson back on. He is the owner of Stash Records. Hello.
Hello, good to see you both again.
Well, so
Thank you for coming on again.
My first question is, last time we were on, you basically were like, this is my first podcast. Was it fun, and have you been on any more?
It was awesome. It was so awesome. I couldn't even think of doing it with anybody else. So I have not done anything since. This is second time ever. Still a little nervous about the camera thing, but that's all right.
Well, I will tell you that I went back and I watched our entire last episode, and it was really good. So
I'm glad to hear that.
Which apparently other people agree, because you said even last week you had someone come in and say they had found you on the podcast.
Still have views trickling in on that one, it seems. So
Love that.
Nice to see that still going strong.
We pick up new followers every day. That's
We
the fun
hope.
thing about this podcast is we have new guests. So we do. We intrinsically pick up new followers every day, and that's how they get introduced to Tyler and other of our guests.
Yeah, so we appreciate you guys listening, and we appreciate the fact that you came in, but how could you not? Because it is so cool in here.
It is.
Thank you.
And one of the things when I came in yesterday to kind of just scope out where we were going to be set up, what we were doing, I'm looking around at your organizational skills, and I'm like, this is like a record store Dewey Decimal System.
We are a little bit neurotic about it, but it's, there's only two of us working here, so we have to be able to find things, have to be able to direct people to, where they can find things if we can't get away. And I'm, like I said, just a little neurotic about keeping things alphabetical, keeping them organized, and that's a personal quirk that I guess translates well to this.
So what is your process? So we have, like you said, alphabetical, but we also have genres as well.
Yeah, primarily. So if we're talking about music, split by format first, records, CDs, tapes, 8 tracks if you're into the real old stuff.
If you know, you know.
Right. But then within those sections, generally split down by genre, and then alphabetical by last name or band name. In some cases, you got artists like Prince who they just choose a name, and so you'll find him under the P's.
There you go.
Speaking of a soul.
Right?
What is your weirdest genre? Because when I was looking out there, I saw a couple that stuck out to me as something I had never heard of before.
Music-wise, is that your question? Because I see movies
Yeah.
behind us, too. So you're saying what is the weirdest musical genre?
Yeah, that
Okay.
you have listed out there.
I guess it's all relative to what you're used to, what you're into. We have a lot of interesting world music and import stuff over there. We've got a lot of psychedelic rock and experimental and some noise and industrial type stuff that we can get as weird as you want to.
Okay. Some like cartoon soundtracks.
There's definitely some of those hanging around in here. Cartoon soundtracks, video game soundtracks have been pretty popular lately.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. What is industrial noise?
So industrial is a subgenre of like metal and electronic that goes
Okay.
back to probably about the late 80s. Somebody's going to massacre me for this because they have very passionate fans of the genre, but we'll say mid to late 80s would be a rough start for industrial music.
Okay.
The bands that pretty much everybody would know would be somebody like Nine Inch Nails.
Okay.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skinny Puppy, that kind of thing.
heard
That
of
might be
them.
getting a little
Over our head.
Yeah, you get niche really fast with some of these genres, but
Right.
somebody who listens to industrial, that's like a top 5 first band that comes to your mind. kind of
Okay. Okay.
And you have a category for it here.
thing. We curate to every taste that we can, anyway. Yeah, so
Yeah, well, and you are only seeing a small portion of what is in here, but oh my gosh, it is packed. And last time we talked about the fact that sometimes people's record collections end up being their home decor as well.
Yes.
But there is lots of decor in here, whether it's the posters, like you guys have some very cool posters.
You really do.
Thank you. It's I don't know. It's kind of a traditional record store thing, I think, to be very visually stimulating right when you walk in the door, and so we try to fill it up and make it a fun experience, no matter what you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, and they're a lot for sale as well.
A lot of them are. There's a few things that aren't, but most anything that's close enough to touch, you could probably buy in here.
Well, one of the things that stuck out to me when I walk in was your Energizer bunny stuffed animal. And you said that you have been approached to purchase some of your decor in here before.
Oh, yeah.
What is the main thing you said that people walk in and try to offer you money for?
The life-size Clyde Drexler stand-up promo. It's an old
Oh,
early
I bet.
90s Coca-Cola ad. He's holding up a case of Coke like that, and we've got a Funkadelic record pinned over it. But
Yeah.
it's autographed by Clyde, and
It is very cool.
It is very cool. It's huge.
we've been offered an unreasonable amount of money for it, but he's kind of part of the family at this point. Like,
He's
he's been
priceless.
here since day one.
You're like, we can't sell
My,
Clyde.
my wife tolerated him in our garage for at least 5 or 6 years before we found a space that was tall enough to
Shout out to the
house
wives.
him, right?
So my
She's very
version of
patient.
that is I have a huge Jason Momoa at my house.
Nice.
Oh.
And I'm a realtor.
This
That's my
is
real
the
job.
first I'm hearing of this.
Remember, everybody, I'm a realtor. That's my real job, just to be clear. And actually, I found it or got it from a listing, and my client was like 83 years old, and her grandkids had got it for her 80th birthday because she had a crush on Jason Momoa.
Go grandma.
And it was just one of those things that's like, we're all laughing about it, whatever. She's laughing about it. She's like, do you want it? Like, do you just want to take it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to scare my husband with it. Like, I'm just going to like set it up around the house and scare him.
And do you just move it around to mess with Corey?
No, sadly, I should. It's in my garage now, and it is folded up.
Oh.
But I get sidetracked. So it was in my trunk for a long time, and he actually found it because he opened the trunk.
How funny with every time you open the trunk, there's Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Like, that alone is hilarious. You're
Yeah.
getting like grocery pickups, and people are just like, whoa.
But if anyone wants to buy that from me, you can have it because
Now you've got him lulled into the false sense of security, having it stored in the garage.
True.
You wait another month or two, and then just have that pop out at him out of nowhere.
That is a good idea.
But I do love the story because, yeah, she's like, oh, he's what did she say? A cutie, something like that. But, she's like, oh, well, he's just a cutie. They surprised me with him for my 80th birthday. I'm like, you go, girl. You go, Norma.
I love that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, she was fun. She was very fun. Well, and I, looking around, of course, love your Tommy Pickles stuffed animal as well. Millennial.
Of course. Yep.
Rugrats all the way. Which, okay. So in our last episode, we all talked about, being millennials, but I did call myself that to my 14-year-old son and his friends the other day, and he has never been more cringed out. And normally he does not get super cringed out at me. Normally it's my daughter who does. He about died when I referred to myself as a millennial. So apparently we're not supposed to do that anymore.
I think it's our turn to catch the generational hate right now.
Yeah.
Seems like it's coming from all sides. I don't know what that's about. but
Even the youth.
we're trying.
Yeah, we're trying, but it's okay. It's okay to be uncool, you guys. Everything comes back around, so we'll be cool again someday.
Exactly. 25-year cycle.
Yes. Well, and
Got a few year window here to be cool again with the Y2K resurgence, and then we will sulk back into uncoolness for a couple of decades and return victorious.
right before we die. No,
Right before we die.
is that bad to say?
It's optimistic that we'll make it another 25 years.
So true, so true, so true. Well, and speaking of the cycling, we talked about this last time you were on, but we also talked about it yesterday when he came in, that CDs are really the thing right now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's from my childhood. I remember going to the store and, buying a CD as soon as it came out and begging my parents for a new CD. What do people really have the equipment to play them?
More and more are seeing them. Like we get a lot of kids getting their first cars these days. So 90s, early 2000s models still have the CD players in them.
That's cute.
And then beyond that, they're out there. We sell little portable ones. They've got standard battery operated like we had 30 years ago. And they have like Bluetooth rechargeable ones.
That like warms my heart knowing that there's teenagers out there right now coming in here to buy CDs for their car. Like that just, I love that.
I was actually talking about that with my son the other day because I was not cool enough to have this, but my cousin had one of the 5-disc changers in her trunk
the
or
one
whatever.
In the trunk, I was just gonna say, yep, or the glove box.
Yes, I was
Pull over,
explaining
I gotta
it.
change the CD.
Yes. Well, and that we thought it was wild that you could put it on shuffle or whatever, and you could like go back and forth between 5 different CDs.
So
like,
crazy.
The possibilities were endless.
Well, then you could download MP3s or burn them onto CDs. So then you could have a CD with 100 songs on it plus, and that was just...
That was my specialty. Just album after album without changing the disc.
Right.
So what are you seeing? Like, what genre of music are they picking up? Or it's all over the place?
The like mid to late 90s and early 2000s, like hard rock and just heavy music generally. Alice in Chains, Deftones.
Love Alice in Chains.
Got mixed feelings about it, but for better or worse, Limp Bizkit appear to be back in full force.
They come up a lot on the podcast, actually.
Actually, they do. That is weird.
Okay, it's the second time, so I'm saying they come up a lot. They've come up exactly 2 times.
Out of like 33 episodes, that's actually statistically a good number. That's strange.
Also, we were kind of clowning on Limp Bizkit when they came up, and one of the only hate comments we've ever gotten was on our YouTube video of that. Someone being like, Limp Bizkit is awesome. You guys just don't even know what you're talking
Maybe we just need to shoot our shot and see if we can, I don't know, get one of them on.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
They're one of those bands that I feel like I totally misread in the moment. Like they were very, very much playing a part.
Right.
But then you go back and we handle a lot of old media in here, and they did a Family Values tour, it was called, in 99. I'm sure you probably remember Korn and Ice Cube and Rammstein. It was a big thing. And when you open it up in the liner notes, it's like a diatribe from Fred Durst talking about how all of this is cool as an act on stage because we're rock stars putting on a show, but it's not cool to be, drinking and smoking and doing drugs in front of your kids.
Oh.
And I'm like, 90s Fred Durst with the like grown-up take? This is not what I
Interesting.
what I expected to see today.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, maybe he's deeper than we're giving him credit for.
Yeah, no, definitely. I thought he was very like maybe Steve-O, Johnny Knoxville style, but maybe not.
Which honestly, Steve-O, he has a podcast and it's very good.
Yes,
I
yes.
love Steve-O.
So
unashamedly,
true. I'm not
honestly.
hating. I'm just saying as far as like giving advice on like, mature choices. I wasn't thinking Fred Durst was our...
started at a low bar and grown up a lot. It's
So
definitely
true.
Steve-O.
So true. So true.
Yeah, I really like his podcast. So speaking of, we've talked about some of the music things, but also you do have lots of DVDs, lots of VHSs
Yes.
too.
Yep.
And
Tapes are another one. Having a CD-like resurgence. Everybody likes the analog look these days. We get people trying to buy our CRT screen TVs off of us all
Really?
the time. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I watched a YouTube video the other day, and it's like one of my thrifting girlies I watch, and she was on the hunt for one. She's like, they're actually really hard to find. And I'm like, yeah.
2 years ago, you couldn't give them away, and now it's the little 13-inch, $100 all day long.
Yeah.
Wow.
VHS tapes and old video games are formatted to present better on those screens than they are on like LCDs and flat screens. So as people kind of dive back into the retro stuff rather than deal with shoddy conversion, they're just going back to the original material.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I'm sure my parents have like 4 or 5 in their garage, so I'll need to dig around.
Sitting on a gold mine.
I was just going to say, you might be sitting on some cash, Katie.
Well, yeah, or I can just give them to all my friends and family. And then we can all watch my favorite old movies, which I told you about yesterday. And I actually reached out to you on my quest for the Spice World movie.
Oh, yes.
This is also something that's come up in a couple of different episodes, but I did get my hands on it. Connections in Cowlitz is brought to you by our Cowlitz PUD. I say our because the Cowlitz PUD is publicly owned. It's my PUD, it's your PUD, and it's been bringing us safe, reliable, cost-effective, and sustainable energy since 1936. It's powered by renewable hydropower, and we even own our own dam. Thank you so much to the Cowlitz PUD for being such a great community partner.
Also brought to you by Jojo and Coco Boutique, a woman-owned business where they focus on the relationship and not the sale. The styles are quality, timeless pieces that work for women of any age. Stop in for you or someone that you love. You'll leave with stylish pieces and feeling great about yourself. Jojo and Coco Boutique, the corner of Hudson and Commerce.
Our final sponsor is Woodford Commercial Real Estate. Whether you're looking to find the perfect location for your company or you want to offload the work of marketing, tenant screening, bookkeeping, and maintenance, Woodford is your one-stop shop. Navigating commercial leases, consulting on commercial properties, facilitating commercial purchases and sales. If you think commercial properties, think Woodford Commercial Real Estate. I had to eventually send my husband to eBay because it was so hard for me to find, but you said that they fly off the shelves.
They don't turn up often, and we get asked for it. I mean, it's like we're talking about Y2K is kind of everything right now, and you can't have that without Spice Girls.
That is so funny.
It holds up, you guys. It holds up, and it's not streaming anywhere, which I feel like that's actually a lot with the Y2K stuff.
Right.
It's not streaming anywhere.
Well, right. The Y2K and just the general, nostalgia wave that we're kind of in the middle of, I think, is hard to uncouple from the frustration with streaming. Because, early on the appeal was, we're all paying, $200 for cable. Let's cancel that and have, this $20 streaming service. And now they're all $30 or $40, and they're rotating through material that was not what we signed up for.
Right.
I'm sure there's a lot of great Netflix originals, but I just want to be able to get the movies that they were sending out in the mail that were hard to get out of print stuff before.
So true.
You can't do that anymore.
Well, speaking of nostalgia, I have fallen down a complete Angela Lansbury rabbit hole. Like, she is my girl. She is my love. I grew up watching Murder, She Wrote with my grandma all the time. And that is all I've been watching at my house. Like, Murder, She Wrote is the only thing on my TV.
That and Family Feud.
That and Family Feud, which we will get into because I have a whole diatribe about Family Feud. Let me just tell you. Gabby's already heard it. But apparently, so we've been watching it. My kids love it. I love it. Yada, yada. We're watching it all the time. My husband called me this morning, and he said that he was listening to the radio on the way to work, and he heard one of the radio people talking about the fact that they are reviving Murder, She Wrote.
In, current day
new episodes. And
Katie has hit her peak, people.
I have hit my peak. Even though, who did he say was going to be Jessica Fletcher? He told me, and she's very famous, so the fact that I can't think of her name right now is terrible, and I feel bad for her, but I'll come back to it. I'm sure it will come back to me. I'm not even going to go into it because you don't want to listen to a podcast where I'm just trying to decide somebody's name. But anyway, I'm obsessed. So do you have any Murder, She Wrote, a box set or anything?
I don't know if I've got it, but we could probably order it. We always do the special orders.
Speaking of being gaslit by streamers, Prime knows that I'm obsessed with it. So now they're asking me to pay for some of the seasons that were free when I started watching it a couple months ago.
Oh, no, that's messed up.
Free? Do you still like it for $3 an episode?
No, sure don't. Well, maybe. Depends on the day, but yeah.
Depends on the day. No, I'm one of those people that I don't pay extra for anything because my conspiracy is once they know you'll pay for it once, they'll want you to pay for it every time.
Yeah.
Seems especially true these days.
So I'm like, if I never pay for it, you won't ask me all the time.
That's true. Well, and I feel like just in general, everything that we're doing online as far as like grocery shopping, streaming, they are really using that to price gouge us in general. You know what I mean? They are jacking up prices on things that they would have sold for half the price in person. And it's because it's easy to just change the price online if you know that person buys it. For me, my conspiracy theory is not Murder, She Wrote, it's avocados. I know that Fred Meyer pickup is just totally gouging me on avocados, and I'm sick of it, and I'm gonna start just walking into the store and buying them. I'm over it.
So that's what I will say when you talk about the tapes, the VHSs, everything. I think part of like going back to the physical media is when things are so easy, we're all kind of looking to put in a little more work to things. Like, I want to have to rewind this.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't go that far. I don't miss rewinding VHS tapes, but I appreciate the sentiment.
You don't like being kind?
I set myself up for that one. That was so good. I love being kind. I'm just saying, the time it took. Do you remember? Wasn't that like a separate machine they came out with to like put your
if you're like
VHS
a power
in there?
watcher, you can't wait before the next one. You just pop it in your little car shaped rewinder, your little Corvette or whatever you got.
Right. Just
let it do its thing while the next tape gets going.
Yes.
Yeah.
So true.
But I think you're right, though. I think there is an element of almost like an overstimulation, oversaturation with streaming. It's a million options and hard to get excited about anything that way. And there's just something a little bit more enticing about having the tangible object and being able to revisit that and being able to appreciate every aspect of it. The artwork that goes into it, the special features that are on the disc, the whatever else that the blooper reels.
Love a blooper.
Don't get those on
So,
streaming.
what are you listening to or watching right now? Like, what's your favorite right now?
Let's start with watching. What's your favorite thing to watch right now?
So we watch horror movies constantly in our house, and then my daughter is 14, so she's also catching up on a lot of like classic TV that is, someone's going to question my parenting, but she's at the age where like Breaking Bad is a
My
fun
son
show.
is trying so hard to watch Breaking Bad, and I'm like so on the fence. I think he's watched it without my permission. He also just watched.
That's what happens with streaming too. Right. For my kids, it was The Walking Dead, and I was like, no.
Yeah, he watched Fight Club yesterday, actually, and I was like, that's great, but also let's sit down and we'll talk about who the actual villain is of the movie and who.
It's all context with stuff like that.
Yes.
Because when you're 13, it all looks cool. It doesn't hit as an allegory of toxic masculinity and the dangers of, just trying to out tough guy your fellow man.
Right. It's when you go back and watch it in your 30s and you're just, Katie and I have brought this up about multiple movies where we're just upset at what was just considered normal
But that's the fun too of watching old.
That is the fun of it too. Yeah. It's just, it gets interesting.
Well, there's a lot of humor, pretty much the entirety of the 80s that, you can't really make a lot of those jokes anymore.
And honestly, thank God.
Yeah, very true. But that's what makes it kind of cringy sometimes to go back and watch, honestly. Yeah. Yes.
So your daughter now, she is the same age as my son, and he's very much also like going back, and I'm like, oh, you should watch this. Oh, you should watch that, which is so fun to do.
Yes.
Yeah, so we just finished Breaking Bad. She's getting into the horror stuff, so Dexter is queued up next.
Dexter's a good one.
We've been watching a lot of, my wife and I have been watching a lot of Japanese horror lately.
Okay.
Kwaidan. It's a 60s like Japanese ghost story anthology, really just beautiful set design and costumes and great storytelling. It's like a 3-hour kind of anthology of kind of shorter horror stories, so I'm breaking that one up.
Interesting.
Is that more like psychological thriller?
It kind of touches on a lot of different styles. Mostly kind of classic ghost stories, though, in that one. We've actually kind of ties in. We've recently started carrying some new Blu-rays Criterion Collection and Arrow Video and a couple other boutique horror labels. And Kwaidan is one that we have a Criterion edition of.
Okay. And those are DVDs?
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray. Is that the same thing?
Close. It's kind of one of those like squares and rectangles
Okay,
things. Like a
okay.
Blu-ray will play in any DVD player, but
Not all DVDs will play in a Blu-ray player.
Or sorry, a DVD. Excuse me, a DVD will play in a Blu-ray player. I think I did this last time too. Completely misinformed on something.
You probably have to teach us many times, honestly. Where it takes us a minute to catch on.
It was my fault, my misspeak for sure. No,
Regardless, one way or the other,
yeah.
they're slightly different.
Yes,
Your DVD
yes.
will play in any of them. Your Blu-ray player, you have to have the Blu-ray.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
But
okay.
you know, resolution's going to be better if you care about picture quality and all that stuff.
In the Blu-ray.
Yep.
Okay.
And they pack more special features in and that kind of thing usually.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of stuff that is out of print and was never put out on Blu-ray or hasn't
True.
been yet. And so DVD or tapes are the way still.
Right.
That's the other thing with streaming is talking about like the lost media, because since it was never really put to physical media at all, sometimes I'll listen to actors be like, yeah, I made the show and it was great, but it was a Netflix original or it was an original. And so when it gets pulled, it just literally no longer
It's
exists.
gone. So true.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Aside from a few kind of bootleggy corners of the internet, Netflix is kind of reviving the true lost media concept because
Yes.
they don't like to print physical editions of their stuff. It competes with their primary business model.
Well, and the public doesn't like it. The public is very aware of this whole Mandela effect where we watched a movie or a show a certain way originally, and then they go stream it and it's different. They cut parts out, they delete parts, and people are just kind of baffled like, wait, did I make that up? That's not what this was. And it's happening more and more with the videos from the past. So
We
we're
get
on
people
to you,
coming in for
Netflix.
get people looking for the original infamous Little Mermaid cover.
Oh, yes, that is a great example. That's probably the most
Oh, do you get asked about that all the time?
Constantly
well, it's
people
worth
looking
money,
for it.
I think. Right?
And that is the usual debate. The thing that I think gets lost in that discussion is that Disney is one of the biggest corporations on the planet, and they work at scale. So
Right.
even if it's rare for a Disney tape, in the grand scheme of tapes, it's going to be fairly common. Unless it's
Okay.
the VHS copy of Cars. Oddly, you could only get it by sending in a mail away from the DVD copy.
The VHS version of Cars. So if anyone has that at home,
That's like an actual holy grail of VHS collecting, hilariously enough.
weird.
$500 plus tape all day long.
Wow.
What? Okay.
It was one of the last ones they
Yeah.
printed. It's
Strange what hits and what doesn't, honestly. You know what I mean? Everyone thought Beanie Babies was going to just be the collection of the future. And not at all.
Maybe
You know
if we
what I mean?
wait a little
was
bit
for a minute.
longer.
It was for a minute. Talking about 90s nostalgia. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Beanie Babies.
The Beanies.
So, talking about the version of Cars and everything, this is also why if you're bringing in your collection or if you are looking for something specific or whatnot, this is why bringing your collection here instead of donating it or instead of trying to sell it yourself or whatever is so important, because Tyler...
You're an encyclopedia.
Yes.
we try, and when we don't know, we look it up, and we try to pay fair prices, good prices. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought.
You're fine. So are you still having people come in and bring in their collections?
Constantly,
I think
yeah.
someone was in here yesterday trying to...
We most days we'll see 2 or 3 at least small buys coming through. Usually it's people thinning out pieces of their collection, things they're done listening to or done watching. Every once in a while we'll buy bigger collections. Sometimes it's estate collections. Sometimes it's people changing formats. Going from vinyl to CD or DVD to Blu-ray or whatever have you. Last month we bought a 90s punk collection, a bunch of original Green Day and some just great hard to find stuff, and lady probably could have gotten $1,000 on Craigslist or something for it, and ended up walking out with almost $3,000 out of here for
Wow.
it. So,
Nice. Wow.
not every collection's like that, but yeah,
It's
when
worth
they're
checking.
we
It's
are
worth checking.
always excited to pay up for them.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's worth checking. And that's where you get most of your inventory?
It's kind of a mix these days. We do see a lot of new stuff. On this side of the shop, most of it is used. Most of it does come through in collections that we're buying. But we have been stocking a lot more new CDs, especially lately, as that wave is kind of taken off. New movies here and there, but primarily it's new vinyl is what we're bringing in from distributors. Everything else, we tend to be kind of at the mercy of what walks in the door, but thankfully we live in a part of the world where people have great music taste, so we see good collections all the time.
Which, speaking of your vinyl and your new vinyl,
Yeah.
rewatching the episode, I'm so glad that you taught us not to say vinyls. I have used it in my real life now multiple times.
The more you know.
The more you know.
And now when I hear somebody say vinyls, I internally am like, you're not supposed to say that. I don't tell them because let them live their lives and who am I to say? But I'm happy I know.
And
Right.
I don't know. I feel like it's one where, like, my daughter's generation it has become an accepted form, for better or worse.
Okay.
And I have my feelings, but I've kind of given up trying to argue against it or correct it. Say what makes you happy, but it's vinyl.
Well,
It's vinyl.
speaking of your daughter, actually, and I don't even think this made it to air last time, so we must have been talking about it afterwards, but your conversation with us is when I heard about Chapel Roan.
Oh, yeah.
So like a year and a half ago.
Oh.
And then, of course, the instant that I left there, then I heard Hot to Go a billion times in a row.
Right.
So what is your daughter listening to now? Like, who's the new artist?
Oh,
Zara Larson?
So Chapel Roan is still
Okay.
in the rotation, but Wet Leg has been a recent. So I made I feel like a good parenting move and kind of a personal mistake. I put a new vent fan in her bathroom that has a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh.
And it turns out it's a really loud Bluetooth speaker. So it's like the whole house is bumping while she's getting ready
Yes.
in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lately it's been Wet Leg, a lot of Playboy Man Baby, if you're...
Playboy Man Baby.
Kind of a deep cut. They're alternative punk. Their new album is called Violence, and it's kind of a commentary on our current dystopia. Way more fun than it has any reason to be.
I like fun.
Yeah.
It's
I'm gonna look that up.
somewhere between like Viagra Boys and Modest Mouse.
Okay.
Okay.
I've heard of one of those.
Viagra Boys are another kind of spicy name, but very much worth looking them up. Swedish punk band.
Okay.
Okay.
Very big right now. Very kind of out there lyrically.
Katie and I have some music to listen to when we
Yeah.
leave.
Well,
Some stuff to
hang
try.
out and spin records with us when we're down here. Come
That's
on.
a good idea.
We'll get you caught up.
Well, I love to hear what the kids are listening to because I try to stay young, and that's why I'm stopping calling myself millennial now. But before we go, last time we were in, you were about to celebrate your 4th anniversary. Now you're coming up on 6 years in August.
6, yeah.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
Thank you
That's
so
huge.
much.
You know, as someone who used to have a lot of clients who were small businesses, if you can make it past 5 years, it is like, oh my gosh, the success rate is huge if you can make it past 5 years. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then also, you know, last time we were talking about your big anniversary, but this time we're coming in right before Record Day.
Record Store Day, yep. April 18th, Saturday. I guess by the time this airs, it'll be right around the corner.
Yep.
But that is basically the biggest day of the year for us. It is, the Black Friday meets the Super Bowl for record collectors.
Okay. Are you guys doing anything fun?
We'll have sales all week. We're a little bit early for me to have nailed all the details
Oh, of
down
course,
yet.
of
but
course.
Again, by the time this is online, you should be able to check out the social media for the shop and find all of that. We're on Facebook and Instagram, Stash Records NW. And that'll have all the sales details, all the previews of what's going to be out for Record Store Day. If you want to see the list now, that's up at recordstoreday.com. We've also got it posted to our social media. You can find it there too. Definitely want to check that out because it will be busy and competitive come Record Store Day.
Well,
People
I
throwing bows
remember
in here. Just no, I'm just kidding.
Thankfully, we have not resorted to actual violence yet.
Thank goodness.
But most years we'll have a line that starts somewhere between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. the night before record store day.
Last year I saw this. I can't remember. I think I was headed to the gym just down here on the corner, and I drove by, and there was a line outside your shop, almost all the way to the end of the
You
block.
were hitting the gym early,
It was brutal, yeah. And so I thought, yay, that's amazing. I love that.
By 6 a.m., we're usually, all the way down to the pawn shop at the end of the block, usually, 30 to 50 people waiting.
And that's about the time I was there. And I remember thinking, what's going on? At first, I thought there was like an emergency, like a building caught on fire or something. I was like, everybody evacuated. But they're all standing very calmly and pointing in one direction. So then I thought, no, that's a line. And I realized it was for your shop. And I was really pumped for you.
Up. Thank you. No, it's, always a big day for us. This one should be no different. They've got a great slate of releases. I think this list has generated more excitement than we've seen maybe since we've been open doing record store days. So,
That's exciting.
yeah, they've kind of really perfected catering to a lot of different tastes at the same time, having, something exciting for the pop fans and the country fans and metal and punk and, a little bit of everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that is April 18th.
April 18th.
Okay.
Yep, Saturday, April 18th. We'll be open at 6 a.m., but if you show up at 6 a.m. looking for, something that's low run, limited release, you might be too late.
You need to be here at 2 a.m. standing in line.
I wouldn't get here later than like 5, but 2 is probably better if it's a must-have.
We need to find you like a coffee cart or like a hot dog
Yeah, if,
wagon or I don't know, something to
one
feed
of
the
these
people.
local coffee companies want to pull up and sell coffee, they'd probably make a fortune for about 4 hours in the morning.
That's a good idea. We know a
that's a good
couple.
idea.
Right.
We know a couple. Maybe we can shout somebody out. Get them down here.
A lot of tired people in need of caffeination by 3 or 4 hours standing out there in the cold.
Absolutely.
But there's something about being that tired and cold that's just exciting.
It's exciting. I was just gonna say that. Get your blood pumping.
I mean, not to show the millennial again, but it's like it's like lining up for concert tickets back in the day.
So
Like,
true.
it's,
Oh my gosh.
we don't really get those experiences anymore. Everything is like at a click, on demand. These are releases that some of them they're pressing 1,000 copies of. There will be
Right.
one copy per store across the country.
Wow.
So it's there's some hard to get stuff, and if you want it, you gotta get up and participate.
Yeah.
Well,
How many employees do you have in on that day?
So technically, there are just 2 of us, me and Blaine. Shout out Blaine. He is the one that kind of holds this place down most of the time, while I am doing the behind the scenes stuff. He is getting it done in person behind the counter. Probably more people watching this know him than know me at this point.
Oh, shout out Blaine.
Right?
We love that.
Yeah. But for record store day, we tend to, we get all hands on deck. We'll have family in here. Sometimes my parents help out. Sometimes some of our, longtime regulars and good, family friends will step up and help bag, big orders for us so we can not hold up the line while the line's all the way to the door.
Right.
Try to keep it efficient in here, have somebody directing traffic.
I love
Yeah.
that. A true community hub.
It is a true, small business, family business, community business. It is DIY, it is grassroots.
Well, I love it. And you feel it when you come in here, honestly. It is a very homey, calm place to be. As soon as you walk in, it feels very welcoming. It feels like a community space. So, and there's just so much to look at. I mean, it's a phenomenal space.
Yes, and it's on Commerce. I know.
Yes.
I don't think we've even really said that yet. So don't forget, it's on Commerce Avenue in
Commerce.
Longview. And speaking of community, last time we talked, we ran out of time to get to some of the other community things that you do. So you are engaged with our live music circuit around here as well.
Yes, we have been historically. It's been on a little bit of a hiatus where we're actively concerned, but we are getting closer to some avenues to get that back up and going. So hopefully, we'll get through Record Store Day and by summertime have some real news to talk about. And maybe we end up doing this all again. But,
We would love it.
in the meantime, there are still some great spots in the community doing music here and there. Papa Zuzu's over in Kelso, I've heard, is doing things here and there. Salty Beaver down the street on Commerce. They've put on a few things that some friends of ours have booked.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I love live music. So.
I guess they have a surprisingly large space.
Okay.
It is surprisingly large.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot from the, standing
Yeah.
out on the street corner. But
But it's a big space. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
You know what else they do there is parent-child karaoke. Like they'll do karaoke
Oh, that's
nights, like
cute.
kids karaoke.
That's
That's
amazing.
And
cute.
I need to take my daughter there.
You
Like
do.
that's been on my bucket list, but I just think that's fun that they do. So
Your daughter would
sure.
love that. That's adorable.
yeah. Well, is there anything else before we finish off with you that you want to shout out or talk about or tell people about?
Let's see. I mean, I could rattle off some of the Record Store Day type releases if
Yeah,
that's something
let's
you think.
do it.
Go for it.
All right.
Rattle them off, Tyler.
All right. Well, I'll try to, keep it to the, not too boring stuff, but some of the things that people have been excited about anyway from the feedback we've gotten so far. There's a live Jeff Buckley album that's coming out on CD and cassette, talking about, 90s, Y2K era artists.
Yeah.
There's nobody having a bigger resurgence than Jeff Buckley.
Okay.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not around to see it, but
That's usually how it happens, isn't
Yes.
it?
right? Tons of great pop stuff. Olivia Dean, Ethel Cain,
Okay.
Leve, Adrienne Lenker from Big Thief. She's got a live album that was recorded right down in Portland at Revolution Hall.
Cool.
There's live Pink Floyd, deluxe Paramore, unreleased John Prine stuff. There's singles from Tyler Childers, Sturgill Simpson, Taylor Swift, Charlie XCX. There's Ween stuff if you're, into the real...
Ocean Man?
No Ocean Man. Oh, credit for the Ween knowledge, though.
That's from my son. That's
Okay,
from my
well,
son.
hey, good on him. He'll be pleased to know that the Gene solo project, Freeman, that's like a $300 or $400 record right now. That's getting a Record Store Day release.
Oh, cool.
And Ween Live 1990, that'll also be coming. There's some Charlie Brown stuff, Vince Guaraldi, Charlie Brown soundtracks. In fact, I think the one they're doing this time was the last session that Vince ever recorded.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
a few interesting ones. There's obviously probably 300 more titles coming out, so I'm not going to go down the whole
Well,
list. But
What, like you said, it seems like they are getting good at really having a great mix to hit
Yeah.
something that everybody would want.
well,
so.
it's balanced. So, even if you show up and you're the 10th person in line, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be fighting with everybody in front of you in line for the same thing.
Right,
So
because you're all
there's
looking for something a little different.
Exactly. So,
Very cool. Well, we're excited. Again, that's April 18th. That'll be just about a week probably from when we release this. So make sure you check it out. And Record Store Day is every year. So if you miss this one and you see this a year later, you can go again.
twice a year, actually. April,
Twice a year?
April and Black Friday would be
Okay.
the other one. And every time we're 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And like I said earlier, keep an eye on the social media, Stash Records NW. We'll have all the sale details, all the previews of what we'll be carrying. You can also stay up on what's coming in new in the shop. New collections coming through, restocks and new releases coming out week to week.
Yeah.
The only better way to stay up on that is to come in and take a look around.
And do that too.
Yes.
Please do.
Do that
Love
too.
to see it.
You guys have great merch.
Thank you. Speaking of, I'm actually rocking some of our new merch here.
That is cool.
And it's a cassette
is-
because we're on on theme.
Right.
And is that based off of the drawing over there that you
is.
framed?
Yes.
That is so neat.
One of our dearest longtime regulars, a guy named Sison. He's an artist. Obviously, he did that for us, and We had run it up on some hoodies years ago and have had people begging us for it since. So we put it on some t-shirts. We printed it up on stickers. So
Very cool.
now, if you need Sison's tape head design, which obviously you do, you can come get that.
Yes. You can get lots of stuff here. You can find something that you want, something that you have been looking for, or maybe somebody else in your family has been looking for. So definitely check it out. I'm sure we'll have you back on again in the future.
I hope so.
And we had a great time. So I'm
Always.
happy to be your first and your second podcast.
Thank you so much for having me again.
And
Great to see you always.
thank all of you out there for listening. And a big thank you to our sponsors. That's JoJo and Coco Boutique, also on Commerce, Woodford Commercial Real Estate, and the Cowlitz PUD. So thanks to all of them as well. And thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next time.
Bye-bye.